Hi guys, Ozhound here. This is episode 7 of my Let's Play on All the Mods Mod Pack 2 Minecraft 1.11.2. It's been a while between recordings, and I did actually try to do a live stream between this episode and the last one, so you can see there's been quite a significant number of changes. Because the pack has had a few updates since my last recording, and there's about 10 or 12 mods that have been added, one of them being an early version of Buildcraft. So you can see that I've got some of these pipes set up, which really worked in my favour because I got really sick of trying to work out these item laser relays. I mean, I ended up pulling the wood from the trees into this powered furnace. So every time the farm out there chopped down some trees, it would directly put the wood into here and then drop, obviously smelt that into charcoal. And then it would push, I was trying to get them to drop into the generators, but just wasn't happening. So Buildcraft was in the pack, so I thought I'd play with that. And as you can see, I've got a lot of charcoal circulating through the network there, just waiting to drop into the back of the furnaces. So because my power cell's full, my furnaces are also full of power. This early build, I had to actually cheat the redstone engine in because there's no recipe for that. Stone engine. See, nothing. So I cheated that in so I could drive the wooden transport pipe. But yeah, and I started on refined storage, created the controller, crafting grid, created a few drives, 1K and a 4K, and the solderers obviously were a necessity to create processors to create the disk drives and so forth. I've also connected that to my drawer network, deleted the item relays from here, which has had the downside of not distributing that stuff into the network when I use this dump chest, which I'm still using, just to push stuff such as the iron ore and so on and so forth through this system here. And also created some cooking for blockhead stuff. So these are pretty cool. Fridges, sinks, which supplies the system with water. So this is a multi-block structure that you build, inclusive of these tool racks and spice racks. I didn't want to do that. So essentially, it takes all your ingredients in any of these cupboards, fridges, if you've got water and milk available, and if you've got the tools attached to the multi-block structure as well, including these pans and stuff, which I created and put into these slots. And it'll give you a list of items you can actually produce. You can sort them by hunger restored or saturation. I always go saturation because saturation is what actually gives you health regen. It's just a matter of clicking on here and then clicking again, and you can create the item that you want. Can't eat that because my hunger's full, but I did create the toolbox, the lunchbox as well. Shift right clicking opens and closes it. So if it's in that closed state as it's shown there, you right click on it and it allows you to open the lunchbox. At the moment you can only put 2 of each item in here. That's about to change with the next update. What the drunk's going to push that to 6 items. And on that note, there's going to be a few config tweaks and stuff between now and the next update, and hopefully bit of insider information, Tinker's Tools is ready to go, but it does have a conflict with one of the other mods in the pack at the moment. So our internal testing has come up against that problem So unless that gets sorted out, Tinkers won't be in the next update, but it's imminent, which will be good because Tinkers is a mod that is extremely popular, and it is sorely missed at start game. So yeah, guys, that's cooking for blockheads, which is very good for managing your hunger and your spice of life. So shift right click now, it enters the open state, and just right clicking will allow you to eat from the lunchbox. So that's a good hunger management tool, particularly when you're using the spice of life, because it can get a little bit frustrating. A lot of people disable spice of life because not interested in managing health or hunger. Well, interested in managing health but not hunger. So yeah, that's that done. I'm going to go up and sleep through the night. This episode, I think I'm going to expand on my refined storage a little bit and maybe fix this system up, where I'm just going to convert this to have some importers attached to these generators, and then get rid of this buildcraft system, but we'll use that somewhere else. As I was moving around the world a little bit earlier, I noticed that there is it does retro spawn. So I was actually looking underneath my base in areas I've already cleared out when I was doing some mining, and there was some of the buildcraft ores that appeared. So evidently the retro gen works. So when we add new mods, if you've got a current world, you don't need to worry about going and loading new chunks to get the materials you need. As long as the mod that we add supports that retro genning, it should be fine. Wonder why that guy didn't die. So as we can see, we've got some wood drop into the powered furnace from the forestry farm, and it's pushing charcoal into this network. I've just charged the battery in there, so that's a little bit, there's some of these furnaces, there you go, the middle one is a little bit down on power, that's producing stuff. So I need to make some importers to plug into the back of this machine. What have we got? Importers, destruction, and improved processor. I think I might create some crafters first, actually, because crafters will allow me to auto craft some of these things. So we'll do that, I think. Okay, our crafter. Let's see, what can we do with this crafter? It's been a while since I used refined storage, but the crafter needs patterns, and we need a pattern grid as well. So we need another advanced processor. We need a pattern. So I should be able to make some of those. I need some more stuff that doesn't crash. Right, need some quartz enriched iron. Used up the rest of my quartz, but that's okay. Basic processor. Don't have any basic processors, so let's get some iron. Alright, got our grid. Cool. So what this will allow us to do is to create patterns to go into the crafter. So essentially it's the same as the crafting grid. This is actually a crafting grid, not a grid. But the only difference is it now has got the ability to store a pattern. So what do we want to actually create? Once you create a program pattern, they go into the crafter here, and I think they should just auto grab the stuff from the network and put it back in there, because it appears in here when you go only craftables, that shows what all the patterns you've got loaded in the system. So I need to get my pattern first, and these are things that can be made on a work table, can go in here, and so the next step for me at least is to get all these items created. So anything that gets that needs the solderer that we're going to use frequently, we need to program it into here. It's been a long time since I used this, back from ATM 1 for 1.1.2. I do some pretty crazy stuff to get this to work, but there's been many iterations of refined storage since then, and apparently it's a lot easier. So in the meantime, I guess I'm not really sure what I need to make, but we'll come back to that. So let's go and get rid of this old archaic system, and push it all into here. So I'm just checking so I'm 70% full. I really need to make another disk. I'll tell you what, let's automate these solderers. So I believe that the processing pattern encoder, I will need to use this, because what I've done, I've put the crafter facing down, and hopefully that's right. I don't know if it's right, but we're going to find out. So now I need 2 more patterns and a machine chassis. Where are we? Patterns. And I'm out of, what am I out of now? Glass and redstone. Oh, I've got redstone. I'm out of glass. 1 stack of sand. This is stuck, is it? Right. Adding Industrial Craft 2, which is one of the other mods that has been added since I set this system up, has caused my system to backlog because I don't actually have it in any of this stuff here. So in the meantime, I'm just going to put that into there so it doesn't get blocked up again. Tin, looks like tin's the same. So it looks like when IC2's been added, it's been set as a default for smelting. Either that or that's what I'm actually smelting. Iron dust. Iron dust. IC2. Well, that should push through anyway. Lead ingot, IC2. So all this stuff here is not working because of the fact that it doesn't appear anywhere in any of these filters. Even though respecting ore dictionary has been set to on. Anyway, it's not what we're here for. We're here to smelt sand. Okay, now the processing pattern encoder is a little bit different to the standard encoder, where it assumes the pattern encoder assumes that you're using a standard crafting grid. So we need to get our pattern, probably have to make another one. Redstone. And quartz enriched iron, need some more of that again. Okay, so patterns load into here. We want to make recipes for each one of these. So we need iron, gold and diamonds. Iron, diamonds, gold, iron. But then we need one of each of the outputs as well. So processes. So yes, we've got one of these, and we need a advanced as well. So we need to make one of those first. I guess I should probably make the first pattern to be this gear. Now that's loaded. Put this into the crafter. Hold down shift shows you what the pattern is. Similar to apply Energistics. Only craftables. Right, so then we've got our patterns appeared in here. If we want to make 4 of these, we're missing 4 of the silicons, so we can't do any of that. So if I put the silicons in here now, try this again, 2, 3, 4. It says it's available, so we can start. So now this system should be that's pointing down, so maybe it has to go into the back. What am I doing wrong here? Well, this is broken as well, so let's put it back. Alright, so I restarted my server because things were just going a little bit pear-shaped, a little bit loopy, and yeah, that works facing the back. So now we just need to add more recipes in there. I might add a second crafter here, make some more upgrades, but I need to go back to the nether and get some more quartz, because I don't have a hell of a lot. But I think I might wrap that episode up there because it's been pretty frustrating. I've done about an hour's worth of recording. I don't know how long it's going to turn out to be, probably 20-25 minutes. Yeah, okay guys, thanks for watching episode 7, and we'll be back next time, and we'll see you then.